Will you eat bugs someday? Someday soon? You might say no, but some investors are saying yes, you will, because Exo Foods, which is a company that makes, in particular, cricket powder protein. Let's take a look at the product. Yum! Doesn't that look natural? Look at those berries and that brown powder. They have recently received $4 million in funding from Excel Foods in participation with a collaborative fund, which is also an investment group that has been well known for participating in other very successful ventures. We also have foods like the one on Shark Tank in 2014, Chapel, which won $50,000 investment from Mark Cuban. And we have a few other people dipping their feet into the insect food market as well. It seems to be a trick to this, and the trick is not feeding people whole crickets. You gotta grind it so it no longer looks like bugs.
That's fair. I mean, I had a bug at Comic-Con last year.
On purpose?
Well, yeah, it was part of the Box Trolls promo. Maybe it was 2 years ago. But they had like chocolate-covered crickets, and they're like, sign this waiver before you eat it. And I ate it. I'm like, oh.
What did the waiver say? No barfing?
Yeah, I was like, don't sue us if you get sick. And I'm like, whatever. It's just a cricket. It was crunchy. It wasn't very good. But like, there's really no harm in eating bugs. It's just another part of protein. And honestly, think about how many bugs really get in your food, in your processed foods.
Most people don't like to think about
Well,
those things.
yeah.
And I think that the key here is selling this as a protein bar, as something as a replacement for protein powder, for whey. And that is what the makers of this bar are saying right now.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a whey powder and soy powder replacement. Hopefully, one day, they say, there'll be a replacement for beef and eggs, which are ways of getting protein, which leave a bigger ecological footprint.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, I find no problem, not that I just go pick up bugs off the ground, but I have, yeah, that's kind of gross and unsanitary. That's
not that.
No.
Yeah.
But like, I understand. I've had friends, hippie, commune type friends who believe in the whole like, let's eat bugs because they're healthy, and and I'm like, okay, you've sold me on it. Not my cup of tea. I'm not going to do it. But my question is how much protein is packed in these crickets? Like how does it compare to a tablespoonful of soy powder, which we do know soy in large consumptions is not good for men. We know that's bad. So, and we know soy production is also, not very good for the environment. So what are we talking here? What's the, I want to know some numbers, guys. Give me some facts and figures about how much cricket do I need to eat to get the same packed as my soy powder?
I don't have a number with me.
Yeah.
I don't have any hippie friends either. I don't have a number with me, but it's very high in protein given the mass that it has. Consumer Reports did a taste test and found that most insect bars do not have a hint of, quote, insect grossness, which I don't know what that is, but I guess that's the feeling you would have if you were to eat something and find out there was a bug in it, or pull a leg out of your mouth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get that. Like, so I eat crawfish, and crawfish are really kind of considered like the insects of the sea.
Bugs of the
bugs
swamp.
Bugs of the swamp. They're kind of nasty. And you get to a certain point of your crawfish, and it's like,
well, they're big, though.
Yeah, they're big, but you get some brain and you get whatever they've been eating.
You're supposed to suck out the brain.
Yeah, I know, and I do. But like trying to explain this to my boyfriend, he's like, I just don't know. And I'm like, yeah, but it took me a long time to get to that point, especially as a child. So I get the insect thing. I get it. It's really gross. It's hard to get over. So grind it up. Put it in my protein powder if it's gonna.
Well,
be
if
better
you think
for me,
about it, that's
I'll do
very much the strategy of most meat eating, which is people generally don't want to see a face on their meat. They want a fillet.
Not
they
me.
Want a cutlet.
I want to go pick out my cow. Take me to that ranch. I'm going to go pick that cow. If I can't look it in the eye.
If you look at the meat industry, too, if most meat eaters knew what their meat went through, they probably would feel disgusted and would not want to eat meat.
That's how I justify my meat eating.
How the sausage is made.
I want to know.
I think with bugs, it's a little bit more transparent. I think the problem is sourcing where the bugs come from. But we're looking at a world that is consuming more and more protein. The UN says that insects could play a crucial role in feeding the global population as it grows.
Right.
2 billion people around the world already eat insects as a means of getting protein. So it's not something terrible. It's just a taboo in North America and I think Europe. And it's something culturally a lot of people aren't ready for yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the thing. That's always the thing is you think about like, oh, we're told that this is gross, we're told this is bad, but you travel a lot.
Well, it's because we think of them as parasites.
Exactly. And again, it's like I would not go pick up a bug on the side of the road, but you have a Caterpillar farm that they're raised.
I know what they're eating there.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what they're
And
touching there.
they're probably still better fed than most of our cows and pigs out there, unless it's like, free range and all non-GMOs, super happy cows. That's what I like to lie to myself about my cows.
We may have to have a GMO discussion later, but that is way off topic.
I know. There's nothing wrong with GMOs,
audience,
guys.
Would you eat a protein bar if that protein was bugs? I think I probably would. I'm much more likely to eat a protein, where I can't recognize the bugs as opposed to a bug on a stick. Maybe I'm alone in that, though. Let us know below in the comments, and please like and subscribe for more.